We're going to be covering 3.9, which is the derivatives of inverse trig functions. This is video number 1. So just as a reminder about the trig functions, when we look at the inverse trig functions, we have to be careful what we plug into them, and that will then determine where the answer is, okay? So inverse trig functions are basically saying what angle matches this value. So if I look at this, the inverse sine function first, remember that I am plugging in values that are from -1 to 1 and including those endpoints -1 and 1. Therefore, my answer will be an angle between -pi/2 and pi/2. So the answers to these are going to be either here or here, okay? So let's move on to the next one. Inverse cosine. I can plug in values from -1 to 1 and including those endpoints. And what that's going to yield is it's going to yield an angle in quadrants number 1 or quadrant 2. So 0 to pi. Okay? And finally, inverse tangent. I can plug in whatever I want because the x values are all real numbers. But my angles are a value from -pi/2 to pi/2, not including those endpoints. So my angle cannot be -pi/2 or pi/2. However, it can be any angle along the way from those two. Okay, now that we went over that, now let's go over the derivatives. I'm going to erase this just for clarity. So the derivative of sine inverse, or inverse sine, is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. The derivative of inverse cosine at x is -1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. I want you guys to see that they yield the same thing. However, cosine is negative, okay? And that's why I kind of clumped them together. The second one, the derivative of inverse tangent of x is 1 over 1 plus x squared. The inverse of cotangent, or cotangent inverse, the derivative of inverse cotangent of x equals -1 over 1 plus x squared. So if I look at the derivative of inverse tangent, it's 1 over 1 plus x squared, and if I look at the derivative of inverse cotangent, it's -1 over 1 plus x squared. So these values are the same, so that's why I clumped them together, but there's a negative with the cotangent, the inverse cotangent function. So then let's look at 3. The derivative of the inverse secant at x equals 1 over the absolute value of x times the square root of x squared minus 1. And the derivative of inverse cosecant at x equals -1 over the absolute value of x times the square root of x squared minus 1. So as we can see, these two have the same values. However, inverse cosecant has that negative. So anything that starts with the letter C has a negative value. Also, there's some other commonalities. Anything that starts with the letter S, i.e. sine and secant, have subtraction as their derivatives. So that kind of will help you. If I were you, I would make note cards, one for each row. So row number 1, I would have the derivative of inverse sine and the derivative of inverse cosine on it. On note card number 2, inverse tangent, inverse cotangent. And on card number 3, the derivative of inverse secant and inverse cosecant. That's what I would do, just so I can memorize them, because you do need to memorize them. By the way, the chain rules apply. So if I don't have just x in the denominators of these, then I'm going to have to use the chain rule and take the derivative of whatever that value is. So I'm going to skip this next problem here, the proof. If I get a chance later on in the semester, I can make this for you, but for now, I'm just going to skip it, and you will not be tested on it. So let's look at example number 1. Find the derivative of y equals inverse sine of x cubed. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I'm going to have to use a chain rule right off the bat because I don't have just x in parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and bring down the 3. I'm going to leave the argument alone, so I have inverse sine of x, and then this becomes 2 up here. Now I'm going to take the derivative of the inside function, which is inverse sine of x, and that is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And now I got to put this together, so this is 3 times inverse sine of x squared over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And that's my derivative. Okay. All right. So that's my answer to the first one. So it's not too bad. But again, you have to memorize the inverse derivatives. Okay, so here they are again right below on this next page. Find the derivative of the function at x, which equals inverse cosine of 2x. So I know that the derivative of this is going to be 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared, but it's negative. And again, we don't have just x, we have 2x. So we're going to have to use the chain rule. So the derivative of the function at x equals negative 1 over the square root of 1 minus, instead of writing x squared, I'm going to write 2x squared. And then I have to take the derivative of 2x, which is just 2. So this derivative equals negative 2 over the square root of 1 minus 2x squared. And that is my answer. Okay, so not too bad. Again, if you have something that you're taking a derivative and it's not just x, then you leave the argument alone and take the derivative of whatever that is inside the argument. So let's look at example number 3. Find the derivative of g at t, which equals the inverse sine of e to the 3t. Okay, so I can see that inverse tangent has an argument that's something besides just x, so I know I'm going to have to use a chain rule on that. So this becomes 1 over, and I think it's x squared plus 1. It's 1 plus x squared, which is the same thing, but let me just write it up as it's written there. Okay, so that's what the normal derivative is, but we're going to have to write this because we have e to the 3t. So g at t, the derivative of g at t equals 1 over 1 plus x squared. And instead of writing x squared, which I just did it again, I'm going to write e to the 3t squared. And then I have to take the derivative of e to the 3t. And the derivative of e to the 3t is e to the 3t. But I don't have just t up in that up in the power there. So what I have to do is take the derivative of that, which is 3. Okay, so the derivative of this function equals 1 over 1 plus e to the 3t squared. And in the numerator, I'm going to put 3 times e to the 3t. So let's just erase that and plug that in there. So 3 e to the 3t. Okay, so this one's done. Okay. I think that looks good enough. Move on to the next one. Okay, example number 4. Find the derivative of y equals inverse secant of 3x to the 5th. So first of all, what is the regular derivative of just secant x? The regular derivative is going to be 1 over the absolute value of x times the square root of x squared minus 1. And you can double check me, but there it is. Okay, so again, wherever I see x, I'm going to place in 3x to the 5th because we have to use a chain rule on that. So the derivative of this function is going to equal 1 over, now instead of writing x, I'm going to write 3x to the 5th. So the absolute value of 3x to the 5th there. And then instead of writing x, I'm going to write 3x to the 5th. I'm going to square that, minus 1. Now I have to use the chain rule and take the derivative of that, which is going to be 3 times 5, which is 15x to the 4th. So the derivative looks like 15x to the 4th over the absolute value of 3x to the 5th times the square root of 3x to the 5th squared minus 1. And that is my derivative. Okay. So this is the last bit of information that you need to know. And if you go back to the very first page, you will see something that looks like this, except for this list gives us everything in terms of the chain rule. Okay, so really quickly, the derivative of a constant 0, the derivative of kx, I do k, which is a coefficient. That is a derivative. U raised to the nth power, we bring the n down, and then we get u to the n minus 1. And if I have to use a chain rule, I have to take the derivative of that. E to the power is e to the power. If you have to use a chain rule, you have to take the derivative of the power. And then if I have base b, which is a number raised to a power, then the derivative becomes its base raised to the power, so the same thing as the original function, times ln at b. The product rule. The product rule is uv prime plus vu prime. The quotient rule is low d high minus high d low over the square of what's below. Ln is 1 over x, or in this case, if it's u, it's going to be 1 over u times the derivative of u. Log base b is 1 over ln of b times u, and then you take the derivative of that. All right, sine of u is cosine. That's the derivative. If you have to use a chain rule, obviously you have to take the derivative of the argument. Cosine is negative sine. Tangent secant squared. Cotangent is cosecant squared. Secant is secant tangent. Cosecant is cosecant cotangent. Inverse sine is what we learned today. That's going to be 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. The inverse cosine is going to be 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared, but it's negative. Tangent is going to be 1 over 1 plus x squared. Cotangent is 1 over 1 plus x squared, but cotangent's negative. Inverse secant is 1 over the absolute value of x times the square root of x squared minus 1. And then if you have to use a chain rule, obviously you have to take the derivative of the argument. And then the inverse cosecant. The derivative of that is 1 over the absolute value of x times the square root of x squared minus 1, but it is negative. So remember that we just learned these, and these two go together, but cotangent's negative. tangent and cotangent go together, but cotangent's negative, and secant and cosecant go together, but cosecant's negative. So we've learned all of this. So at this point, you're actually set up to work on a review sheet, because there's a couple of sections left, but they deal with all this information. So this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching it. And now that we have the inverse signs, you know, you're kind of like ready to rock and roll. So my advice to you is right away, go, you know, work on your homework. So I'm going to draw a little candle because we have all the knowledge. So we have the light of knowledge. There you go. So this is that. All right. Have a good day. Bye.